Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss sentence of imprisonment for non-payment of fine. The provision defines the extended sentence of imprisonment in case of non-payment of fine. So let's check out what the provision says. What is meaning of sentence of imprisonment for non-payment of fine? As defined in section 64 of Indian Penal Code, sentence of imprisonment for non-payment of fine in every case of an offence punishable with imprisonment as well as fine, in which the offender is sentenced to a fine whether with or without imprisonment, and in every case of an offence punishable with imprisonment or fine, or with fine only, in which the offender is sentenced to a fine. It shall be competent to the court which sentences such offender to direct by the sentence that in default of payment of the fine, the offender shall suffer imprisonment for a certain term, which imprisonment shall be in excess of any other imprisonment to which he may have been sentenced or to which he may be liable under a commutation of a sentence. Now, let's understand this definition. What are the points that need to be focused? Those points are the offense punishable with imprisonment as well as fine. The offender is sentenced to a fine with or without imprisonment, and the offender shall be punished with imprisonment which would be in excess of what he might awarded in a normal circumstance, that is with fine. Now, let us understand it with an example. Suppose A has committed a crime. Such crime is punishable with imprisonment as well as fine. Court has awarded him 6 months imprisonment and 500 rupees fine. In such a case, if he doesn't pay the 500 rupees, then the time period of this imprisonment will be increased to 7 months or any such time period as court decides. Now, the next question is, what is the limit to imprisonment for non-payment of fine when imprisonment and fine are awardable? As defined in section 65 of Indian Penal Code, the term for which the court directs the offender to be imprisoned in default of payment of a fine shall not exceed 1/4 of the term of imprisonment, which is the maximum fixed for the offence, if the offence be punishable with imprisonment as well as fine. Now let us understand it with an example. It means in case of non-payment of fine, the additional period of imprisonment is limited to 1/4. That is, if a person is imprisoned for 6 months and 500 rupees fine, and if he doesn't pay the fine, then his imprisonment period will be increased by 45 days maximum, or any period less than 45 days. Now, the next question is, what is meaning of description of imprisonment for non-payment of fine? As defined in section 66 of Indian Penal Code, the imprisonment which the court imposes in default of payment of a fine may be of any description to which the offender might have been sentenced for the offense. So, this is all about sentence of imprisonment for non-payment of fine.